Ladies and gentlemen, for too long, you have been working, striving, and pushing forward. You have endured trials, setbacks, and moments when doubt crept in like a silent shadow. You have asked yourself, is it worth it? Will my efforts ever bear fruit? And I am here to tell you your wait is almost over. Life operates on a simple yet profound principle. What you plant, you will harvest. Every effort you have made, every ounce of discipline you have mustered, every lesson you have learned, none of it has been in vain. You have been preparing for this moment, even when you didn't realize it. Think of a great dam holding back a river. It appears still, unmoving, unchanging. Yet behind it, the water rises higher each day, until finally one last drop, one last push, and the floodgates burst open. That, my friends, is where you stand today. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is persistence. Most people quit just before the breakthrough, but not you. You have come too far, learned too much, and grown beyond your former self. You are on the threshold of something great, and this is the moment to stand firm. But let me remind you, this is not the time to hesitate. When the door opens, step forward with confidence. The opportunities you have waited for, the success you have envisioned, the rewards of your labor, they are not coming by chance. They are coming because you have earned them. So hold your head high. Keep your vision clear, because your wait is almost over. Patience is often misunderstood. Many see it as passive waiting, as if success and opportunity will arrive simply by standing still. But true patience, the kind that leads to greatness, is not idle. It is active, filled with preparation, learning, and refining oneself while anticipating the moment when everything aligns. Consider the farmer who sows his seeds in the earth. He does not plant one day and expect a harvest the next. He understands the natural laws of growth. He waters the soil, ensures the crops receive sunlight, and protects them from weeds and pests. He does not sit back idly, but works in faith, knowing that his actions today will determine his yield tomorrow. So it is with success. Every person who has achieved something remarkable understands that there is a period of preparation before the breakthrough. This period can feel long, testing one's patience and resolve. Many give up, frustrated by the slow progress. But those who persist, those who recognize that this time of preparation is just as important as the moment of triumph, are the ones who ultimately succeed. Think of the greatest musicians, athletes, or inventors. They did not simply wake up one day and find themselves at the pinnacle of their fields. They practiced for years, refining their craft in solitude, while the world remained unaware of their efforts. A pianist plays the same piece over and over, perfecting each note before ever stepping onto a grand stage. A boxer trains relentlessly, strengthening his body and sharpening his reflexes long before he ever enters the ring. Their patience is not passive, it is filled with preparation. The same principle applies to personal and professional success. If you are working toward a goal, whether it be mastering a skill, building a business, or achieving personal growth, understand that your preparation period is not wasted time. It is the foundation upon which your future success will rest. This is the time to refine your knowledge, strengthen your discipline, and sharpen your abilities. Many people become frustrated because they expect immediate results. They plant the seed but lose patience before it has the chance to sprout. They abandon their efforts too soon, believing that their work is in vain. But success is never instantaneous. It follows a natural order, one that requires patience, perseverance, and continuous effort. History is filled with stories of individuals who persevered through long periods of preparation before finally achieving their dreams. Thomas Edison, in his quest to invent the light bulb, conducted thousands of failed experiments. Had he lacked the patience to continue refining his work, the world might have been deprived of one of the greatest inventions in history. He understood that failure was not an end, but a lesson, a stepping stone toward success. Consider also the story of Abraham Lincoln. Before becoming one of the most revered leaders in history, he faced numerous failures, losing elections, struggling in business, and enduring personal hardships. Yet each challenge shaped him, preparing him for the role he would eventually assume. Without patience and preparation, he might never have become the leader who guided a nation through its most turbulent times. The same applies to you. Whatever you are striving for, understand that the time you spend preparing is never wasted. Every book you read, every skill you refine, every lesson you learn, it all accumulates, building the foundation of your future success. The wait may feel long, but it is necessary. It is shaping you, strengthening you, and ensuring that when your moment arrives, you will be ready. So do not grow weary. Do not mistake preparation for stagnation. The farmer does not abandon his crops before the harvest. And neither should you abandon your dreams before they come to fruition. Keep working, keep refining, and keep believing. Your wait is not just about time passing. It is about becoming the person who is ready to receive what you have been working toward. Stay the course. For when the time comes, you will not only achieve success, you will be fully prepared to embrace it. The world operates on an unbreakable principle, cause and effect. Every action, every decision, every ounce of effort put forth into the world sets something into motion. Nothing happens by chance. Success, achievement, and progress are not random occurrences, but the direct result of the seeds that have been planted through consistent effort, discipline, and perseverance. Many people look at those who have achieved greatness and assume they were simply lucky, that fate somehow favored them while ignoring others. But this is a misunderstanding of how life truly works. If one were to look deeper, they would find a pattern. Behind every success lies a series of actions, choices, and habits that pave the way for the outcome. Those who rise to the top did not arrive there by accident. They arrived there because they made decisions that led them forward. Just as a stone thrown into a pond creates ripples that extend far beyond the initial impact, every action you take today shapes the results you will see tomorrow. A student who dedicates hours to studying will inevitably outperform the one who procrastinates. An entrepreneur who puts in the effort to learn, strategize, and persist will see results where others fail. An athlete who trains consistently, even on the days when motivation is low, will eventually reach peak performance. These outcomes are not mysterious. They are simply effects of the causes that preceded them. Yet too often, people expect results without putting in the necessary work. They hope for success while neglecting the habits that lead to it. They desire wealth without financial discipline, physical health without exercise and proper nutrition, or recognition without mastery of their craft. But the universe does not grant rewards without reason. It operates by law, and that law dictates that what you put in determines what you get out. This truth is empowering because it means that success is within your control. It means that no matter where you are right now, you have the ability to shape your future by adjusting your actions today. If you are not seeing the results you desire, look at the causes you have set into motion. Have you put in the work? Have you remained disciplined? Have you been consistent in your pursuit? The answers to these questions will reveal the true reason behind your current circumstances. Great achievers understand this principle and use it to their advantage. Instead of focusing on immediate gratification, they focus on long-term rewards. They plant seeds today, knowing that the harvest will come in due time. They do not waver when results do not appear instantly because they understand that progress is a process. The effects of their labor may not be visible in the moment, but they trust that their efforts are accumulating, building momentum, and will eventually yield success. Consider the construction of a great building. Before a single brick is laid, a strong foundation must be set. This phase is not glamorous. It involves digging, reinforcing, and ensuring stability. To an outsider, it may seem like nothing is happening. But without this step, the building could never stand tall. The same applies to any endeavor in life. The work you are doing now, even if unseen, is setting the stage for the results you will experience in the future. This understanding also eliminates excuses. No longer can one blame circumstances, luck, or external factors for their lack of progress. If success is a result of cause and effect, then the power lies in your hands. If you are willing to put in the right effort, maintain the right mindset, and stay the course, the results must follow. It is not a matter of if but when. So, take an honest look at the actions you're taking today. Are they leading you toward the success you seek? Or are they holding you back? If there is something you want to achieve, begin planting the right seeds now. Start small if you must, but start. Because the law of cause and effect is always in motion, whether you acknowledge it or not. Your future is being shaped at this very moment. The work you put in today will determine the life you live tomorrow. No effort is wasted. No discipline is in vain. The results are coming not by chance, but by the very principles that govern life itself. Stay the course, for your actions will soon bear fruit. There comes a moment in every journey when all the effort, all the discipline, and all the struggles begin to converge towards something significant. This moment is known as the tipping point, the point at which everything you have worked for begins to take shape. Often suddenly and dramatically. It may seem as though success appears overnight, but in reality, it is the result of countless small actions that have accumulated over time. Many people grow discouraged when they do not see immediate results from their hard work. They assume that their efforts are futile or that success is reserved for a select few. But what they fail to realize is that progress is not always visible in its early stages. Growth happens beneath the surface, much like the roots of a tree spreading deep into the earth before the first leaves ever appear. Think about a bamboo tree. When planted, the seed is watered and cared for. Yet for years, nothing seems to happen. There is no visible growth above the soil. But beneath the surface, an intricate root system is forming, creating the foundation for rapid growth. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the bamboo shoots up, growing several feet in just a matter of weeks. Did the growth happen overnight? No. It was the result of years of preparation. This is exactly how success works. It builds quietly, unnoticed, until one day, everything comes together and momentum carries you forward in ways you never imagined. Every great achievement follows this pattern. The entrepreneur who toiled for years before their business took off. The artist who spent countless hours refining their craft before gaining recognition. The athlete who trained in obscurity before finally winning their success did not happen suddenly. It was the tipping point of years of effort. The challenge is that most people give up just before they reach this tipping point. They grow impatient, discouraged by the lack of visible progress, and abandon their dreams before the breakthrough arrives. They do not realize that the final stretch is often the hardest, requiring the most resilience and faith. Imagine trying to break a massive rock with a hammer. You strike it once, twice, 100 times, and nothing happens. It appears unchanged. Then, on the 101st strike, the rock suddenly splits apart. Was it the final strike that did it? No. It was the accumulation of all the previous strikes that weakened the structure until it could no longer hold. Success works the same way. You may feel like your efforts are not yielding results, but every step you take, every lesson you learn, and every bit of discipline you apply is adding up. You are chipping away at the barriers standing between you and your goals. And if you persist long enough, you will reach the tipping point where everything starts to accelerate. The reason this moment feels sudden is that progress is not always linear. Sometimes it follows an exponential curve. You put in effort for months or years, seeing little change, and then suddenly everything begins to fall into place. This is why patience, persistence, and faith in the process are essential. If you quit too soon, you will never experience the reward of compounded effort. Understanding this concept can transform the way you approach challenges. Instead of seeing slow progress as failure, recognize it as part of the process. Every effort, no matter how small, is contributing to your success in ways you cannot yet see. The discipline to keep going when results are invisible is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. If you feel like you are working hard but not seeing results, take heart. You may be much closer to your breakthrough than you realize. The tipping point is approaching, and when it arrives, all the effort you have invested will suddenly make sense. You will look back and realize that nothing was wasted, that every setback, every long night, and every moment of self-doubt was preparing you for the success that is now within reach. So, keep going. Keep striking the rock. Keep nurturing the roots beneath the surface. Because when the tipping point arrives, everything you have worked for will begin to unfold, and you will finally see the results of your unwavering commitment. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your success is built. It determines how you interpret challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately, whether you push forward or give up. The right mindset does not merely influence success, it creates it. Those who achieve great things are not necessarily more talented or more fortunate than others. They've simply conditioned their minds to see opportunity where others see obstacles, to persist when others quit, and to believe in themselves when others doubt. Everything begins in the mind. Before any great achievement materializes in the physical world, it first exists as a thought, a vision that is held with unwavering conviction. History is filled with examples of individuals who, against all odds, succeeded simply because they refused to accept failure as the final outcome. They had a mindset that would not allow them to give up, no matter how difficult the journey became. Think about Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. A person with a weak mindset would have stopped after the first few failed attempts, concluding that it was impossible. But Edison understood something crucial. Failure was not the opposite of success. It was part of the process. Every failed experiment brought him closer to the right solution. He did not see failure as a reason to stop, but as feedback to adjust and improve. His mindset turned setbacks into stepping stones. The same is true in any area of life. Whether you are working toward a personal goal, building a business, or trying to master a new skill, the way you think about obstacles determines whether you overcome them. Those who believe that difficulties are a sign to quit will never achieve much. But those who understand that challenges are necessary growth opportunities will keep moving forward until they reach their destination. Mindset also shapes how you handle uncertainty. Many people hesitate to pursue their dreams because they fear the unknown. They worry about failure, about what others will think, about the risks involved. But those with a strong mindset do not allow fear to control them. They move forward despite uncertainty, knowing that growth only happens outside of comfort zones. They understand that waiting for perfect conditions is an illusion. There will never be a moment when everything is completely certain. Instead of waiting, they act, knowing that clarity comes through movement, not hesitation. Another crucial aspect of mindset is the ability to maintain focus on long-term goals. In a world filled with distractions and instant gratification, many people give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. They start with enthusiasm, but as soon as progress slows, they lose motivation. But those with a powerful mindset recognize that true success requires patience and consistency. They do not get discouraged by slow progress because they understand that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. Belief in oneself is another defining trait of a strong mindset. Many people never reach their potential simply because they doubt their abilities. They allow negative thoughts to control them, convincing themselves that they are not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough to succeed. But those who achieve great things operate from a different perspective. They believe in their capacity to learn, to adapt, and to grow. They understand that success is not about being born with certain abilities. It is about developing them through effort and persistence. Consider the story of Walt Disney. Before he built his empire, he was fired from a job for lacking creativity. He faced numerous failures and even bankruptcy, yet he refused to give up. He had an unshakable belief in his vision, even when no one else did. That belief became the driving force that led him to create one of the most influential entertainment companies in history. His story is proof that mindset is the ultimate difference maker. If you find yourself struggling to make progress, the first place to look is your mindset. Are you allowing fear to hold you back? Are you expecting immediate results and getting discouraged when things take time? Are you focusing on problems instead of solutions? These mental habits will determine your success more than any external factor. The good news is that mindset is not something you are born with. It is something you can develop. You can train your mind to see challenges as opportunities, to persist when things get tough, and to believe in yourself even when the world does not. Every great success story is built on the foundation of a strong mindset, and if you are willing to strengthen yours, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Success does not happen in isolation. Every great achievement is the result of a series of small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. While many people dream of overnight success, the truth is that progress is built in increments, one step at a time, one decision at a time, one effort at a time. The challenge is that because these small steps often seem insignificant, many fail to recognize their importance. They underestimate the power of daily discipline, and as a result, they either do too little or give up too soon. Every major accomplishment in history, whether in business, sports, or the arts, can be traced back to years of unseen effort. A world-class athlete does not suddenly become great. They train for years, perfecting their craft with daily dedication. A best-selling author does not wake up one morning with a finished manuscript. They write page after page, day after day, often without recognition or reward. A successful entrepreneur does not build an empire overnight. They make strategic decisions, endure setbacks, and refine their vision over time. One of the most powerful yet simple truths about achievement is that small efforts, repeated consistently, yield extraordinary results. If you improve yourself by just 1% every day, that improvement compounds over time, leading to remarkable progress. The problem is that most people do not notice immediate results, and because of this, they lose motivation. They assume that if their efforts are not producing visible success right away, they are not working. But success operates on a delayed schedule. It rewards those who stay consistent, even when progress seems invisible. Consider a person trying to get in shape. If they exercise today, they will not see a noticeable difference by tomorrow. If they eat a healthy meal today, their body will not transform overnight. But if they continue making these choices every day, the results will eventually become undeniable. The same applies to any goal, whether it is learning a new skill, building a business, or improving relationships. The small choices made consistently over time create a powerful compounding effect. Unfortunately, the opposite is also true. Just as small positive actions lead to success, small negative actions lead to failure. If a person skips a workout today, it may not seem like a big deal. If they choose unhealthy food once, it might not make an immediate difference. But if these small decisions become habits, they will eventually lead to poor health, lack of energy, and dissatisfaction. Most failures in life are not the result of one catastrophic mistake, but rather the slow accumulation of small, seemingly insignificant poor choices. This is why consistency is the key factor that separates those who succeed from those who do not. Talent, intelligence, and opportunity all matter, but without consistency, they amount to nothing. A person who works at something every single day, even for just a short time, will outperform someone who works intensely for a short period and then stops. It is not about how much you do at once. It is about how often you do it. Many people quit just before they reach their breakthrough because they become impatient. They want immediate results, and when they do not see them, they assume their efforts are wasted. But the truth is that every action, no matter how small, is a building block. Success is not about massive leaps. It is about steady, continuous progress. The best way to stay consistent is to focus on habits rather than outcomes. Instead of obsessing over the end result, commit to the daily process. If you want to become a great writer, commit to writing every day. If you want to be financially successful, commit to learning about money and making smart financial decisions regularly. If you want to be healthy, commit to daily exercise and good nutrition. When you focus on habits, results take care of themselves. Progress is always happening, even when it is not visible. The work you put in today will manifest in ways you cannot yet see. Your discipline, your persistence, and your daily actions are shaping your future. Do not underestimate the power of small steps. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And one day, you will look back and realize that every little effort mattered. There is a moment in every journey when the hard work, the discipline, and the sacrifices begin to pay off. It may not always come in the way you expected, nor at the exact time you hoped for, but if you have been consistent in your efforts, that moment is inevitable. The results of your labor are on their way. Your wait is almost over. Most people quit too soon because they do not understand how success works. They think that if results do not appear immediately, it means they are failing. But the truth is that everything you have been working toward has been taking shape beneath the surface. The effort you have put in, the lessons you have learned, and the discipline you have maintained have been setting the foundation for your success. It may not have been visible yet, but that does not mean it was not happening. Consider a farmer who plants a crop. After sowing the seeds, they do not expect an instant harvest. They water the soil, Ensure it gets sunlight and protect it from pests. For weeks or even months, nothing seems to happen. But beneath the surface, the roots are growing, the plant is developing, and eventually, when the time is right, the first sprouts appear. The same is true for any goal in life. You may have been working for months or even years without seeing the full results, but that does not mean your efforts were wasted. The roots of your success have been growing, and soon you will see the results above the surface. There is a principle in nature that proves this idea: momentum. When you push a heavy object, the first few movements are always the hardest. They resist movement, requiring more effort in the beginning. But as you keep pushing, it starts to move more easily. The same thing happens in life. The first steps toward success are often the most difficult. You face challenges, resistance, and setbacks. But if you keep pushing, momentum builds. Soon, things that once felt impossible begin to happen naturally. At this stage, your greatest enemy is impatience. Many people give up just before they reach the breakthrough. They work hard for a while, but stop because they believe nothing is happening. What they fail to realize is that success often follows a delayed schedule. The efforts you put in today may not produce immediate results, but they will show up when the time is right. The key is to stay the course, even when you do not see instant rewards. Think about a miner digging for gold. They may spend days, weeks, or even months chipping away at rock, seeing no sign of treasure. But what if they quit just inches away from striking gold? This happens to people all the time. They put in the work but stop before they reach the point where everything starts to come together. Do not let this happen to you. Your breakthrough may be closer than you realize. When success starts to show itself, it often feels like it happened suddenly. People around you may say, "You're so lucky," or "It all happened so fast." But you will know the truth. It was not luck. It was not sudden. It was the result of everything you have done leading up to this moment. The long hours, the discipline, the consistency, every step you took was necessary to get here. Now is not the time to slow down. Now is the time to push forward with even greater intensity. You have come too far to stop now. The challenges you have faced, the obstacles you have overcome, and the lessons you have learned were all preparing you for this moment. Success is not something that happens to you. It is something you create through your actions, your mindset, and your persistence. So, if you have been putting in the work, if you have stayed consistent even when results were invisible, understand this: you are closer than you think. Your efforts have been building momentum, and soon the results will be undeniable. Keep going, keep believing, and keep pushing forward, because your wait is almost over. Everything you have worked for, every sacrifice you have made, and every challenge you have overcome has been leading you to this moment. The journey may have tested your patience, your discipline, and your belief in yourself, but it was never without purpose. The results of your persistence are beginning to take shape, and soon everything will fall into place. Your wait is almost over. Success is not an accident, nor is it something that happens overnight. It is the result of consistent effort, a strong mindset, and the ability to keep going even when the results are not immediately visible. The tipping point is near the moment when all the effort you have put in finally begins to compound, leading to rapid progress. Remember, the foundation of success is built long before it becomes visible. The roots of a tree grow deep before the first leaves appear. The miner chips away at rock long before striking gold. The farmer tends to the crops long before the harvest arrives. And just like them, you have been building something far greater than you can yet see. Do not let impatience or doubt stop you now. The greatest mistake most people make is quitting just before their breakthrough. They assume that because they cannot see the results, nothing is happening. But everything is happening, it is just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Now is the time to double down on your efforts. Now is the time to push forward with even greater determination. You have already come this far. Why stop now? The momentum is building. And if you keep moving, you will soon find yourself exactly where you always dreamed of being. So keep the faith. Keep taking action. Keep believing in the process. Because after all the effort, all the discipline, and all the patience, one thing is certain: your wait is almost over.